Hey guys, Likers of JPS here, and here we are looking at the Master Grade Shenlong Gundam EW from Gundam Wing. Now, I will say this, I'm not a big crazy fan about the early models of Gundam Wing, especially the EW versions. Like, I love Gundam Wing, but the thing is, it's the movie version that I like. The Endless Waltz version, like the Ultron, the Heavy Irons, the Sandrock, all of them, I like those because I don't know, something about them, they stuck well with me. Especially the Ultron because I like the symmetrical dragon things that it had. Now, when it came to the TV version, I do like the Shenlong from the TV version, and I like the Ultron. Yes, I know the Ultron has a expansion part set I could get, but it also comes with something. It's a three-part set, and it comes with something I don't have a master grade of, which is the Tall Geese 2. So that's kind of the reason why I'm not doing that. But now, if you've seen the review, I mean, I did the Ultron, you know the articulation is pretty much there. Now, I will say this is a P Bandai. And I know you think, but wait, but Shenlong wasn't P Bandai. I'll get to that in a second, but articulation wise, he has everything there, even though he's double jointed in elbows. He doesn't get the double ball joint really, but he has everything else, the ab crunch and all that. And I think some of you already realized wait, he said it's P Bandai, so that means he bought something with it. Now, technically, this alone would be the non P Bandai. This would just be the normal, but because I bought an add-on set to this that came with it, it's P Bandai. Now, articulation wise, you just saw or you looked at the Ultron. Everything is about this is pretty much standard fare, you know, what you expect. And he gets around. He only, even though he's double jointed elbows, he doesn't get much in terms of it. But when he needs to strike a pose, when this thing doesn't want to pop off, he's actually he's pretty good with striking a pose. Though that thing does look like a big shield on his arms, even though it is folded up. And this is the one thing I kind of like the TV version more so, or more so over this, but I know this seems more practical. The TV version had, this shoulder half folded up an extension of his arms, and you could tell that the arms look different. And you could see the dragon thing there, but you didn't know how long it was until that arm just extended out. And I know that doesn't seem like a great thing, but to me, I thought that was crazy cool. But when he's not using it, it is stored like this. And I will have one complaint, and I'm starting to have this with the Ultron, is that his beam trident, even when you store it on the back, it doesn't stay on. Like I cement glued the other one for it to stay up there. Yeah, it still came off. This will go up there, but at some point it's just going to pop out, and I don't want to have it always holding in hand. And I don't know what it is about this thing that it doesn't like to cooperate. But I do like that this dragon thing, it doesn't need to, extend out, but it's just there and it's ready to go. Now, and I know the big question is stickers. In terms of stickers, really, the eyes, um, the front and the two cameras in the front, the one in the back, and on the dragon things, that's where all the stickers are. And that's all he has. And I do kind of like, I kind of like this dragon thing because it's different. Because I know The TV version, his hand would kind of pop off, whatever, for the dragon thing. This one, it just comes over his hand. And honestly, design-wise, I shouldn't complain as much because Shenlong is the only one that's roughly the same between the TV and the like the Endless Waltz and the TV version, the anime version we got. Shenlong is roughly the same. The only difference is his glaive. He had a beam glaive in the anime, but he has a beam trident here. Now, with all that said, and I kind of like, and this might take some time to grow on me, but I do like it though. Why mine's P Bandai? Well, they made add-on sets, and Shenlong's add-on set is called the Liayo unit, which is the shield, which normally comes with this, but in the sword. You also get a stand for the sword, but I'm not using it. Now, there's two parts up here on this shield that's different. This connector point and this back piece. These are the only two parts that's different from the normal shield. And when you rotate the shield, I gotta remember which way to rotate it, because it's technically wound up in here, but I don't know which way to unwind it. But the core, this thing is actually wound up inside the shield, and you're supposed to be able to extend it outwards, but I don't know how to. Because actually, I think I'm just sending this thing back in there tighter. I think if I go counterclockwise, it loosens it, but it feels so tight. But I know going... I know one way it comes out and the other way it goes in. Well, let me get the menu out, even though I didn't want to, because I thought I remembered how, but it's been some time. What do I have the box on hand? And this is that stand. It's a little clear stand with the white piece on top that you would rest the blade on. So counterclockwise is the way I'm supposed to rotate it, which I was doing right, but it didn't want to move. But if you was to use a stand, it goes on the bottom of the blade, and it kind of just, meshes well in there so that it's holding it well. Hold on, I'm trying to... Okay, there we go. I had to loosen it up, but... Hey, Shenlong, get out of the way for a second. Now, this is how long it is. And when I take it, and I start turning clockwise, give it a while. The blade actually gets wound up, so it goes from being a long wire to short. And this plugs into his left arm, like so. And actually, I'm going to have him hold this too. You can't have him look like he's throwing it too. if you want it for a dynamic effect. Uh, Crap, I was losing my touch here. Yeah, like I was saying, you can have him hold this, like if you want it for like have him look like he's throwing it and using the stand for a dynamic effect with it. But honestly, you know, this looks pretty amazing even by itself. And if I wanted to, I could have him hold his beam glaive, but eh. If you wonder why I'm having a hard time, it's because I'm on the mat, my keyboard mouse pad. So it's not a hard surface, it's kind of soft, so it makes certain things hard to stand without bracing against something. But yeah, he can actually be pretty menacing with this. And this thing, I want you to stay. You do get leftover parts, like there's extra hands. We all know those extra hands that comes with the Gundam Wing kits. Like the open hands, the holding hands, the closed fist, all those. You also get a different part if you want to not use the part for him to hold his beam blade on his back. And I think that's about it. And the two extra parts that you don't use, that's for shield. But yeah, otherwise, this kit is really nice. It's quite amazing. He looks impressive. And the thing is, like I said, I wasn't a crazy fan of this at first because I was like, yeah, I was happy just having the Ultron because I had that version. But you know what? I gave it some time, mainly a few days because I already had this thing for like 3 days now, 2 or 3 days now. It's slowly growing on me, and it's growing a soft spot for me. And usually I don't go for first season or first half Gundams. I usually wait for the second half, but I do make the exceptions with a few of them, like the Strike being one. Who else had an upgrade? Well, the Exia as well, the Impulse, the Wing Gundam. So yeah, I do have a soft spot for that. But if we got the Wing Gundam, we should, and we got this version of Shenlong, that means we could get, all we gotta do is just give us a different plate for a different arm, maybe arm and shoulder. We can have the TV version Shenlong. It's not impossible for them to do the TV version of Shenlong, because we basically got Shenlong. We basically got it here. They decided to just change some parts, some colors around, and give us the right shield. Heavy arms, we basically just, you know, we're basically almost there with heavy arms. Sandrock, we're pretty much there as well. I'm just saying we could get some of these things if they just, try. Though they did some, maybe, I don't know, in the next 10 years or so, while my fingers are still good, it'd be nice if we got the TV version master grades of all the Gundam Wing kits. You gave us Proto Zero, you gave us Wing Gundam, you gave us Tallgeese 1 and Tallgeese 2. That's 4 master grades right there. You could crank out the rest. But I know they call the Tallgeese the EW. The Tallgeese is the EW version. Don't care. There's not much of a change between them. We can call them EW or TV version. I'm just saying, give us those as well. But yeah, that's all. There's not too much crazy I need to say about this. It's the Shenlong. It's Rufei's Gundam. And it's the one Gundam that had an upgrade, midway through and became the Ultron, or what he called the Nitaku. and start going twin dragon fangs and want to bust everybody up. But yeah, this is a great Gundam. I do like the sword and everything. It stands out. It looks crazily great in its own right. But yeah, that's all for now. Until then, take care. I'll see you guys next time. Next time is going to be this boy once I get the rest of his stuff built up. We're going back to Double Zeta, but with extra. So yeah, till then, laters.